Keenan Michael Key.
Do I have? I do. Okay, great.
Oh my god, of course you do.
I got him on the board. I don't have
On
access
the
to all of
board.
my old stuff.
I bet if you fed the phrase Keenan Michael Key into an AI image generator, it'll. Does it meld celebrities yet? Is it a thing?
I kind of want to pay for
Probably.
ChatGPT just to get Dolly. Like I think it would be so fun to play with, because I could give it that exact prompt and it could generate one here
Just make an abomination
for all
for
the
you.
viewer out there. Like we could be upping our production value, but Graham's too cheap. You know, he doesn't care. He doesn't. He's
Oh,
not out there
Miserly Graham.
selling ads. You know, pimping his OnlyFans.
It would compromise my artistic integrity. But AI image generators seem like a really good use case for like, or rather like role-playing games seem like a good use case for AI image generators. Because you could, in theory, just like describe a scene and be like, oh, I wonder what that looks like. And then we'll see.
Do you know what secret awesome use I've discovered for AI, even in the workplace?
Yeah, porn.
No.
Yes, precisely.
Please.
No. Icebreakers. Like stupid prompts that you get at the beginning of meetings. Ideating
generate
answers
those?
to that. No, generating answers.
So you don't
Oh.
have to.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant come up with the icebreaker and like ask that.
I'm sure
question
that
to
would work
everybody.
too. That's so boring. No, it's
That
way
might
more
be what's
fun.
starting the meeting, and then you're answering that AI with your AI.
Yeah, I have someone that I work with that gives very elaborate prompts, including like
Oh.
into and including song lyrics for icebreakers. And we spend like 20 minutes of a 60-minute meeting
Oh my
doing
gosh.
fucking icebreaker. And so, like, I'm done. Like the it's been going on for 2 years. This project, we don't need to break the ice. Like we know each other. Like we've been working together. The ice
Counterpoint.
We
is
know
done.
each other enough.
You are getting paid for it.
We are, and
So-
you know, like I'm not gonna be like the jerk that's like, actually, guys,
We need to
no
get back
more
to work.
icebreaker.
You want to start getting paid per icebreaker on top.
It's
of
the
regular
only
pay.
fun I allow you during the week, but now I have to squash it. Ugh. So probably
So
not.
you can all, I guess, just go back to watching your porn. I don't know.
I don't know what you guys think I do for work, but there's considerably less porn involved than you have speculated. Very little. And the people behind me are like, "What? You keep?"
What?
I don't know why they've all got this tilt. Like we're, you know.
Oh, the
45
group of
degrees.
people. It
It
cut you
conveys-
off as you were.
Oh, I got too loud. My bad. Too animated. I'm just gonna be at this angle.
Lean in solidarity. All of us just lean a little.
Thank you.
I'm leaning
Yes.
in.
Yes.
In my
Perfect.
blazer, and I'm leaning in.
That looks great. That looks perfect. Yeah, Sheryl Sandberg would be very proud.
Oh,
I
right.
will my neck.
Well, I'm ready to start. I'm recording audio. You guys ready to go?
Let's.
I
All
too am
Quit
recording
chewing your pen.
audio.
Quit it.
Now recording.
Quit chewing your pen.
I need to put a thing under. My button box vibrates for some reason, and it transmits to my microphone, so I gotta put a buffer in there.
It's
Anyway,
just
I didn't need
excited
to
be there.
say any of that out loud. Hey, guys, how are you?
Okay.
Hello.
Uh,
Hi.
So fucking good.
Welcome back to New Cammack. In the last session, the gang escaped the basement parking garage of Timeshare Condos Unlimited after releasing a homicidal three-headed praying mantis. This monster was apparently made from the bodies of the 3 hunters abducted from Father Francisco Palladian's church last night during the attack on it that set it ablaze and put Palladian in the hospital. Determining that this fiend was too formidable a foe to face, they fled, driving off into the night and leaving the garage door open with nothing more than crossed fingers to protect the masquerade from the threat of a supernatural monster rampaging through downtown. The group returned to Derby Manor, where everyone quickly sought shelter inside as the twilight of a coming sunrise began to creep up over the horizon. That is, everyone except for the squirrel Squeak Squeakums, who, thoroughly stressed by the events of the evening, fled up the nearest tree, where he remains. It is now Saturday evening, and near the still torpid body of Archibald, our 3 other player characters rise to greet a new night, unsure of what became of the mantis monster. Also unclear was...
Probably fine.
Yeah.
It's probably fine.
These things work themselves out.
Yeah.
Also unclear was why Augustyn saw the stairwell door closing in the basement of TCU, despite no one entering or leaving through it. Quick update on everyone's status. Excavo has a single level of bashing damage, and 14 of 15 blood points and 4 of 5 willpower. Everyone got 1 willpower, 1 or 2. Depending on how the last night played out. Everyone lost 1 blood point waking up. Augustyn, you have 8 of 15 blood, 5 of 6 willpower. Darby has 8 of 20 blood points and 5 of 7 willpower points. And before...
go ahead, please.
I was going to go into a whole other thing. Do you have a question?
Oh, no. As I was about to ask it, it self-answered. I was wondering about the regeneration of willpower, and that's just rest, yeah?
Acting your nature.
Yeah, those 2 things.
Okay.
What is the date in game?
It
Great
is late in the evening on Saturday, May 3rd, 2020.
Real shit sandwich of a time.
It's a little after. It's about like 8:40 p.m. So it'll become Sunday, May 4th in a few hours.
Okay.
And before anyone awakens, we have 2 dreams to attend to. Excavo!
Oh.
Hey, I'm me again.
Yes, indeed. As you sleep, you transition back to your main personality, and Avoxe recedes into the background. Your memory of everything that happened last night after Darby tackled you through a garage is hazy, as if from a half-remembered dream. Tackle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know what happened. Darby.
He trebuchemied me into the ground.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for correcting the record.
The trebuchet made for launching metal statues of Steve Buscemi was used to send Darby through a garage, I think twice, maybe. And the second time... I
landed nearby. I never achieved hitting my actual target. I don't think I landed in exactly the same spot, but my rolls were poor, I recall.
Yeah, trebuchet is more about the journey, not the destination.
For sure. And despite the bad outcome, I think Darby still considers it a viable way to get around town.
But just him.
Despite having a helicopter.
Yeah, which he also does like. Where is that right now?
It's you took it back to Derby Manor, I'm pretty sure.
Are both helicopters there? I believe we are in control of 2 helicopters right now.
I think we have 2 helicopters.
No, Chopper Dave had his
even
own helicopter that he keeps at the airport, and then you guys have a helicopter that you inherited from the previous prince that is parked like in the large backyard of Derby Manor. And I believe that's where it ended up. So, Excavo, you are back in that black void, walking on a floor made of mirror shards. And
Everything's fine.
and you see a path rise up to a mirror with question marks in the frame. And as you approach it, you hear from all around you a voice that sounds like your own voice. And it's saying, "Hello? Is someone there?" Hello?
Yes.
Who are you?
Who are you first?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm scared. It's dark. I can't see anything. And I'm worried, and you're the only other person I can talk to.
You're a person.
I'm a person?
You
What?
just said other person. Does that mean you're a person?
Well, I think I'm a person. I feel like a person.
Do you have a name?
If I do, I don't remember what it is. I feel I feel trapped and lost, like I'm not supposed to be here, but I don't know where I am. But you're here.
See.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
What do you see?
I don't see anything. I just hear your voice. And I'm scared. I feel cornered, like something's going to happen to me or to us. Are you trapped here too?
No.
And you hear that. Go ahead.
I seem to access this space when I'm dreaming. Or when I think I'm dreaming. Is this really happening?
Maybe I'm dreaming too. Well, if you could help me wake up, I'd appreciate it. Because I don't want to stay here. And you hear the echoes of the voice fade out. And
Like a direction that it's in?
No. Like I said, it sounds like it's coming
It's just
from
like
all
everywhere.
around you.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Okay.
a voice like trapped in your
Just
head
like
too.
everywhere.
So you
okay.
are left once again alone with this mirror.
And do I see me in the mirror again?
Yep, you see your reflection in the mirror, but it's a little weird. It's not quite following your movements. It's the same as before, and you believe it can answer any yes or no question you pose to it.
Talking.
Is the praying mantis secured? The massive praying mantis.
Oh, that was my optimistic hope as well. I'm so glad you asked about that. That the hive of people that only you know about would come and get their boy off the streets. That is wildly hopeful. Boy, I hope that is the thing that happens.
I hope that it assumes I'm talking about the praying mantis that I am thinking of in my mind's eye, and not just a random fucking praying mantis just
That
out
seems
there.
You don't get any like monkey's paw vibes from this thing. You feel
Okay.
like
in your own
It knows
mind.
what I'm talking about. Okay.
yes. And your reflection nods reassuringly. And in that moment,
Nothing bad happens to us.
well,
Okay.
what you know is the creature is
secured.
secured.
Perfect.
What that means
Somewhere.
specifically, you fall through
It's
the floor.
not running around the streets.
You can assume that it is currently not
Yeah.
running around the streets. You fall through the floor, you
I'm
land
solved.
in your bed, and you wake up.
Mirror guy says problem solved, so we're good. Vis-a-vis.
Say as much whenever I see everybody. I'm like, mirror me says problem solved.
Yeah. Yeah. We had that confirmed by the mirror inside my head, actually, so
Yeah.
I reject your premise.
I don't think Excavo has ever mentioned this this mirror thing.
Oh,
not.
no.
That's why it's going to be funny for me to go, oh, mirror me, mirror me. Mirror me says they're good to go.
Well, I want to say
How long has Excavo been out? Like, Excavo's been out for like a while, right?
only like the second half of last night.
A day, yeah. Of a night, yeah.
It was a really long night.
It was a
Jesus.
lot of sessions.
So much combat.
Just the combat was like 5 sessions or something. All right, so
Okay.
And nothing of value was lost, except for my humanity.
it was holding you back, brother.
And mine.
True.
I lost 2 points.
Me too. Why do
Never
we
heard
kill so many
We look
people
hideous.
indiscriminately?
So, Augustyn, you have nightmares, right? Isn't that a thing we do?
Oh, it is. Sure is.
Oh, I thought you were going to do that thing where you didn't know he'd be in one.
So Augustyn,
Excavo's mirror thing is like, you poke
is
your head
actually.
out of the mirror. You are the mirror.
we could just prearrange Kimber and me. Like, she asks a bunch of questions about Augustyn, and I give like increasingly distressing answers to them.
Oh no! Is Augustyn okay? And the mirror just goes,
No.
No.
Is he
Deep
gonna die
trouble.
tonight?
Yes.
We'll do this like a year from now after we've forgotten I came up with the idea. So, Augustyn, in your dream, which is a dream, you and Excavo and Darby and Archibald slowly creep back into the headquarters of Timeshare Condos Unlimited to finish off the survivors of your last 2 assaults. The building is shrouded.
Again.
The building is shrouded in darkness thanks to you commanding a nearby tree to knock down the power lines supplying electricity to it. Implicitly trusting your leadership capabilities, your comrades all pause in the lobby of the building and look to you for orders.
Comrades, there is a man opening doors. We must find him. Disperse! Seek out the man who holds doors open.
Immediately, Excavo, Darby, and Archibald and Paddington all dash off in different directions into the building, and you are left alone in the lobby.
Cool. This seems to be going swimmingly. So I go up to the floor we haven't been to.
The second floor?
Yeah.
On the way there, you hear thumps and screams and the commotion of things being thrown around. You could swear that you heard Archibald crying out for help, but you couldn't be sure. You go up to the second floor, and you see that it is an office. It's actually exactly the office from the show The Office. And you walk in, and you don't see anyone there, but there is a rustling behind the receptionist desk where Pam would sit, right? Was that the character's name?
Mm-hmm.
yes.
You're so hip, dude. You're like really on the finger of the zeitgeist.
The American office.
Just
I got-
tapped right in.
I wielding what I assume to be a fistful of seeds, a murderous intent, and a tonto in my left hand. I lean inconspicuously across Pam's desk to see what makes the rustling.
Paddington pops up from behind the desk and looks at you with a very confused and worried look and reaches out as if like pick me up, up.
Oh, yeah, easy enough to fulfill. I soothe my murderous intent, pick up Paddington, and together we will scour this infernal building for any sign of the man who holds doors open.
You tug on Paddington, and he seems unusually heavy. In fact, too heavy for you to lift. And as you're not sure if he's stuck on something or what, but as you start pulling on him, all of a sudden he rises up even taller than you. And what is revealed is a monstrous, vaguely humanoid creature emerging from behind the desk that looks like it was constructed by Victor Frankenstein, but inspired by Voltron. Instead of hands, at the ends of its massive arms are Darby and Archibald's heads, teeth bared in menacing snarls, and eyes scanning over you for biteable parts. Excavo's face is stretched across this creature's bare torso, which splits open in a giant mouth. Yeah. Splits open into a giant mouth with sharpened ribs for teeth. And where a human's head would be, Paddington sits melded atop the creature's shoulders. And it starts climbing over the desk at you.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't fully sheath my murderous intent. I grabbed 2 fistfuls of seeds and brain scream, "A fine vessel for my garden!" and attempt to stuff seeds into the orifices in typical combat fashion.
Oh, just...
And seeds right in my open mouth with my big teeth as ribs.
Why is that your move? Why is that your move?
Because I don't have combat savvy. I'm not a brawler, dog. I just gotta I gotta let the plants do the work.
You had a move, and it was indiscriminate surprise stabbing, and I don't know if it worked out well, but it was your thing.
That was
and
phase
now,
1.
You're just the seeds in your asshole guy. You're just the fucking put it
Just
in the
asshole
hole.
if it's the closest orifice.
Yeah.
You say it like it's the same as shooting somebody in the private area.
It does feel a little dishonorable, quite frankly.
Right.
I mean, it does. It's not a respectable way to do it. Tell it to the widow of Mike S., formerly the Ficus.
Oh.
So this monster made from all of your allies melded together climbs over and pins you down. You start stuffing seeds and into mouths and other miscellaneous orifices as fast as you can and activating them. And plants start growing through its body and out of its holes. But the plants betray you because they start growing around you too and encasing you and drawing you even closer to it. During this, Darby and Archibald's heads just start gnawing away at your legs and your arms, just taking chunks out of the muscles. And as this thing leans in really close with Paddington right up to your face, you see Paddington's body swell up and distend and distort and then explode in a mist of blood, revealing the head of your home chantry's regent, with whom you shared a demoralizing car ride to Elysium on the fateful night that you were abducted and taken to New Cammack. Do you remember this scene? Do you remember the dude?
Mazengul.
No, that's
my sire.
That's your sire.
No,
basically your sire's boss is the regent.
Oh Lord!
And he was the guy who dropped you off. he gave you this whole speech about how hey, you've mastered a path of a completely useless path of thaumaturgy. We only really value you because you're rich and you pay for stuff. That's why you're only a second level apprentice. In fact, we would have promoted your sire, but like we don't respect your sire anymore because he supports you and you're such a disappointment. But like our clan needs a whole lot of people just like you to be at the very bottom of the pyramid to help enable like good wizards, like useful people doing good things to truly excel. We need you to just be the support staff while the real stars get the real work done. And it was, you had an emotional reaction to it at the time, and then the region was just like,
he gets his confidence.
Yeah. Augustyn has had a very supportive sire, but like no evidence of anyone else in his life being very supportive of him. And he's gotten like mixed messages from the new Cammack chantry. But anyway, this guy is suddenly back and staring you down and saying, Augustyn, my boy, Augustyn, like a gust of wind. It's good to see. I've been meaning to catch up with you. So you're in another city now. You're on the Prince's Advisory Council, moving up. How's that been working for you? And Darby and Archibald's heads are like now like chewing through your arms and removing them.
In a fit of daddy issue induced fury, I dump all my willpower into presumably my brain space thinks decay is a thing I can still do, and try and scream his face into nothing.
So
I feel like that would be extremely weirdly triggering for him. Just like tugging at a deep-seated insecurity that his psychopathy doesn't appear to ignore, like most other things, like mortal deaths. But that's just he's gonna scream and hope that decay will it make him stop talking.
Okay, you dump all your willpower into an attack, and it works. It starts to you activate all the fungal spores that are on everything, and it starts to eat away at his head, leaving only like part of his brain and kind of a loose jaw and a single eyeball. And he's still staring at you. He says, "Well, that's new. I've never seen that trick before. So anyway, how's this whole Prince's Advisory Council thing working out for you?"
Sounds like you might be happier just being chewed alive.
Has everything been working out great?
I'm working on it. Shit, I did dump all my will into that, so I
Well, is something the matter? Has something gone wrong?
This is a nightmare. So like,
Yeah.
he's not inclined to give me helpful insights.
He seems to be like trying to have like a sincere, intimate moment with you, which is kind of just a different kind of nightmare.
That is
Like maybe just get chewed up.
It's like the scariest thing so far for him. Like, what?
For once,
Augustyn.
Augustyn, speechless.
Augustyn, we sometimes give you a hard time, but that's just because we can't suffer mediocrity. We want you to succeed. It doesn't do anyone any good if you keep fucking everything up. So if there's anything I can do for you, I mean, I know you've probably had a lot of weight put on your shoulders lately, and it's not fair for people to put all this pressure on you. Like Prince's Advisory Council, that sounds like a job that's frankly too big and important for a little second-degree apprentice gardener.
in a fit of confusion mixed with the adrenaline of dumping all my willpower into screeching at him and now talking to the remaining flesh hunks.
Like a third of his head is left.
Yeah. Begrudgingly, I, my good man, I cannot serve a prince who is afunctional. I seek a remedy to the ailment of my prince being torpid.
Oh. Well, if it's from damage, you can just fix that with Path of Blood, buddy. Duh. And you hear that duh echoing in your head as your eyes open and you awake to the silence of your room. Please make a willpower roll, difficulty 7.
Will. And that's all my dice, yeah? Not just how many I have presently?
Yeah. Your permanent willpower rating.
6. Did they... I feel like they changed the layout here. Okay. They must have updated
it. A little different.
Roll it? Thank you.
There we go. It's 3 successes.
Boom! I'm fine, I think.
You were able to process that non-traumatically.
Cool. I love not being traumatized.
Well, everyone is awake. It is a brand new night. And here is information for everybody. Augustyn, this is the last night that you were expected to go to the Chantry to teach Elizabeth Blackburn the first level of the Green Path. Go there, spend an hour with her, and that will be complete. Your sentence will have been served. Also, when you wake up, you wake to a text message from Teddy Linkletter asking if you want to hang out. Teddy included a picture of a few bottles of paint and a table of unpainted Warhammer miniatures with a caption, "Gonna be a wild night."
What the heck?
Teddy.
It's not catching, but I hear him from down here, like the laughing.
And third thing, you wake up and Paddington seems distant. He has since last night. He seems stressed. He's flinching at any sudden movements, and he's pawing at doors and windows, trying to get out. Darby, you wake to an email from New Cammack University asking when you would be available to teach night classes in automotive engineering.
Darby eagerly responds right away that he's available immediately, starting next semester.
Well, next semester would be in... they have summer classes, and it is May, so that would be like next month.
Perfect. Darby says he can't wait to join the faculty. He's got a really... unique custom project that he wants his classes to work on, and he sends some outlines of his bed race car design, and talks about how it's going to be like a community investment, and he can't wait to get the students involved.
Dope. Excavo, as you wake, you pass by Archibald's room where you have deposited Archibald's body, and you just happen to hear his cell phone ringing.
I look at it.
It is Barry calling Archibald.
I don't answer it.
Okay. Augustyn.
I let it go to voicemail.
And
kind of shocking.
Augustyn, what do you do?
To Teddy, he does get a response. Ravishingly tempting, though I must decline. I have other obligations this fine evening. Though very soon I'll bring my citadel pigments.
Is that a kind of paint?
The pigments, yes. Citadel is a brand. It's the
Cool.
one I primarily use. Um,
So canonically,
I'm personally attacked because
Augustyn.
I definitely don't have the thing I'm working on my desk sitting the fuck in front of me, or my Sex Master goggles that I do between tasks.
Ooh,
Um,
hot.
I know. I'm putting them away before I tear everyone's pants here in arousal. But
Thank you.
you're
So
welcome.
canonically,
Pants are
Augustyn also does miniatures.
Um, but I respond to Teddy thusly, and I do reach out to the Chantry to get that taken care of. Um, and you were saying it takes like a good there's an expedited process for learning a new path, but at the risk of sanity. Um,
Yeah.
what was the timeline on that? It was like 10 days or some shit.
Well, it
So
Dance
sounds
with
like
the
Augustyn doesn't have anything left to
devil.
lose on that front. There we go. Get in
So,
there.
so typically, thaumaturgy is supposed to take a while to learn because it's taught through actual like lessons and practice. It's not like the physical disciplines where just like you get stronger or you get faster, all at once, I guess. So we've said that we've let you teach the first level of the Green Path in 1 week. And presumably it would be like it would take a little longer depending on the level of the path. Like it takes longer to learn level 5 than level 1. Leslie Lane, the local regent, told you that he was familiar with a method of teaching called Schockschulung, which means like shock teaching in German, where thaumaturgy is taught very rapidly over the course of 12 hours. They don't have to be 12 hours contiguously. Like, you can do it all in one night, or you can split it up like 6 hours and then 6 hours. We have a document with notes about mechanics, and I put the house rules for Schockschulung in this document. So this ignores the 1 month waiting period between gaining dots in the same category. You have to spend one temporary willpower point per session. Like if you do it all at once, then that's one session. If you split it in half, it's 2 sessions. And 5 blood points in total. And then after you gain the dots, you make a willpower roll, difficulty 7. On a win, everything is fine. On a loss, you lose a permanent willpower point, which can be repurchased. And on a botch, you lose a permanent willpower point and gain a derangement. And then because this was taught to you really rapidly, all the rolls with your new power are at a +1 difficulty, but that penalty goes away after you've used it a handful of times.
Okay. And okay, so Nightmare Me thinks that blood thaumaturgy can help bring him out. Isn't there a method of bringing somebody out of torpor by just feeding them blood?
There is a rumor of that, but
Didn't we see him do it in game once already? I thought we had seen this in action earlier in the campaign.
No, they do. They used Path of Blood. There is a rumor that you can bring torpid people out of blood, torpid vampires out of torpor by feeding the blood. But it's very murky with you whether that is accurate or not, because that would, if someone is in torpor because they starved and they don't have any blood, yes, it makes sense that giving them blood would make them snap out of it. And it's kind of well known that like they're going to be in torpor until they get blood. For damage-based things, because it is it's considered such a breach of etiquette to like feed a sleeping vampire another vampire's blood and blood bond them. You don't know of anyone who's admitted to doing this, which would really like kind of come across as a crime. So the only thing you know for sure is that the Tremere can and have before popped people out of torpor who were put in torpor due to damage.
Okay. And Sleeping Me suspects blood thaumaturgy could be the vehicle through which they're doing that.
Yeah, like when you hear this in your dream, you're reminded that like, yeah, this is actually a fairly well-known thing. It's not even that obscure.
Okay, so I've committed points to learning these new ones, but like having not gone there and done it, is there like a retcon that is required, or is that just a choice that I can still make where I'm like, you know what? I don't need conjuration. I'm gonna do some blood thaumaturgy.
Yeah, you're welcome to do that. You can unspend those points that you haven't actually used on anything.
So I respond to Teddy, and I reach out to the Chantry about, letting them know pizza will be hot and ready when I get there. Before heading out, I spent some time consoling Paddington, making sure he is adequately fed, and rested and secured, and I confer with my compatriots.
Please give me a, let's say, charisma plus animal kin roll, difficulty 7.
Okay, so 4d10. Rolling.
It's
one success.
Success. You barely managed to calm Paddington down, at least enough that he doesn't seem like he's actively trying to get back outside. Like he seems, if not comfortable, he's at least like a little more patient with his situation.
Okay. Cool.
So
I love
you tell the Chantry that you will be stopping by this evening.
Yeah, to complete our lessons and to embark on an expedited incursion into blood thaumaturgy, if they have the resources available.
Path of Blood. Yes, they absolutely can. In fact, Path of Blood is usually what any Tremere would need to have as their main path. Almost all Tremere start with Path of Blood, and then once they've mastered that, they branch off into something else, because Path of Blood is just so useful. It's like the default kind of thaumaturgy. So it's a little unusual that you didn't already have it, but you would be very familiar with what it does, because you just hear it discussed a lot.
Okay, cool.
All right, so well, everybody, the three of you all arrive in the living room together, and does anyone speak up about their plans and intentions, or what happened last night?
Not knowing who I'm speaking to, Ivaxe.
Huh?
Are you able to deduce the whereabouts and security thereof of...
Nah, dog, the mean one came back.
What?
Nah, the lame one is back, dude.
Oh, Excavo, welcome back.
Wait,
Come.
what? What's happening? Hold on. Last night's a little I got hit in the face. I don't know. And then some
I
stuff.
don't know either.
Comrade, do we have a tale to spin for you?
It feels a little blurry. I did.
Well, you were there, but you were really cool for like a little bit. And then today,
Can't
sorry
find
to
anything
say,
appreciated around here.
well, it's over now. Whatever
What?
happened to you yesterday to make you, and again, I can't stress this enough, so much cooler than I'm used to dealing with.
What happened? I'm the same person. I am the same.
Well, I mean, yeah, well, we'll see. I don't know. Well, so what were you up to then last night, Mrs. Same person lady?
I know. I do know in my dream. I feel like I heard. Was it me? Was it myself? It seemed very
Are you like a Scorpio
American.
or something? I get this. Yeah, yeah. So you're in retrograde, something?
What? Is any of this hocus pocus horoscope stuff? I don't do that.
No, I'm pretty sure you have to moon people
What?
because. All right, I might have gotten confused there. No, the moon's involved. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna have to Google this, but like your luck is messed up. That's something I know. And you were
You hit me. You hit me hard, and I don't remember a lot after when you hit me.
Look, I hate to break this to you, but the moment after I hit you has been the coolest you've been in your entire life.
The same person.
Look, you're not. And I'm sorry. I don't know what kind of Malkavian shit you got going on. I don't deign to know. Like, look, I don't, like, you are going to be on your own wavelength. And I like that about you. I liked it a lot more yesterday. But, like, today, it's, like, still fine, I guess. But, like...
You hit me really hard. Let's go back to there. Like, really hard.
Okay,
like,
look.
I've lost half a day of my life hard.
No, you were there. You were there being cool.
I don't remember a whole lot from there. I don't.
And that's a shame, because you could emulate that. You could.
I don't know who this other person is that you thought I was. End of sentence. I don't know.
Aren't you like recording the whole city at all times or something? Go check the tapes. You're like out and about, living your life, doing shit, being cool. It's all
so great.
It's just like, I don't know, a lot less uptight. It's like, going with the flow.
It sounds like you knocked the sense right out of me.
Handling a gun. You should have seen you handling a gun.
Handle my gun. I use my gun. That's
Yeah,
that's what I do.
I mean, sure.
My good man.
I don't know why I asked this. I asked in the dream. I asked about a praying mantis, and I asked if they were secure. I sounded really American. I don't really know what was going on.
Oh, cool. So you did meet the cool one. Yeah, no, she was there for the praying mantis thing. It was big.
This was an American who came in and was me?
Yeah. I don't know why you're having so much trouble picking up on this. I figured this was like a regular thing for you, being like Malkavian and whatnot. Like, I've encountered this kind of crazy shit from Malkavian and women, and you got both going for you.
Oh, no.
Okay, I will give you that one pass. But... as in, I will not fucking throttle you right now. Right here.
Thinking of a frenzy roll.
I don't know what happened. I know that you hit me so hard that I lost
It landed
my
on
mind.
you. You're putting a lot more intention into this than I think is like fully justified. First off,
Did you like
First off,
fly? Did you fly
I took a
at
swing
me?
at you. I flew in your general direction.
Your
I
whole-
wasn't. I was cross
whole
town.
body
You think
hit
I
me.
was like? You think I was like? Oh, I can't wait to target Excavo in the middle of like
You know,
200,000
I kind
people or
of,
whatever.
sometimes, with how you're talking to me right now, sometimes I think you think that stuff.
Well, if I could target the cooler one, I'd do that.
What is happening?
My good man. Through a great series of misfortunes, in an inadvertent collision.
She's
It
in
was
my
like your whole
landing
body.
zone.
What happened? What happened?
You don't remember the trebuchet, the launcher that I
I'm
got?
sorry, what?
There, I got like a catapult on the top of Club Wonderland that I've been using to get around a little faster, and I was coming. I discovered that y'all were in distress, and so I came onto the scene as quick as I knew how to help you, and you're in my landing zone, and then. As soon as I got there, you got so much cooler, like just out of your mind, way different, better, and cooler. Taller, even? I don't know. Like, you had something going about you. I don't know what to say. It's definitely gone now. Like, it's all the way gone. All the vibes from last night are gone.
The same.
I absolutely step in and help clarify to Excavo that
You're a body.
Augustyn was there. He gets it. Yeah, you tell her. She
my
was
good man,
way cooler yesterday.
upon collision, you reintroduced yourself as a different individual and acted uncharacteristically sedated by comparison to your
as fuck.
Your prototypically pointed behavior. And I go on to elaborate the excursion we went on and the praying mantis.
Praying mantis. What is the praying mantis? I want to hear this.
Unfortunately, it appears to be the end result of the demise of our frenemies, as it were. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Vampire Hunters. They've met their untimely doom at the hands of being melted together Frankenstein-esque.
They're like heroes in a half face.
In making our daring and brilliant, I might add, escape, we were unable to contain them within the confines of the building with assurances. I would be interested to see if you have any surveilling capabilities to identify not only whether or not it still resides within the dwellings beneath that building, but also...
Where were we?
You know, at the base, the base full of
The base?
Yeah.
There is a base, we know?
Yeah, there's Bravo team and Alpha team and Charlie team. They were all there, and they were real estate agents, I think. I don't know. It's hard to keep up with all the different jobs.
The garage.
Yeah.
Okay.
You and Augustyn had already shot their car at one point, and they were not happy about that, by the way. And then I got there much more impactfully and really made my presence felt, my weight felt right away on the scene. And then you got very cool.
Did you hit someone else? Is this what you did? Is this how you felt?
No, well, it was you I was talking about. The less cool version, you personally, that I hit. And then, as soon as I got there,
And you said this thing you're using is on Club Wonderland. Okay.
Yeah. Well, okay. So we got there, and then we got into a fight like pretty immediately. We snuck around for a bit.
Being in a room with the screens, and then trying to shut it down.
Yeah. You did not do a good job of that.
Some sort of security room.
Yeah. So okay, you did that, and then, well, our friend made a tree puppet. So, yeah, he turned a human
creations. Is that right?
Yeah, he turned a human being into a tree, golem sort of.
Now we're making sense. Now we're making sense.
That was after you had already deleted the security tapes, and so, well, it had all been for naught, and so you went back up there to do it again, and I think you ran into some people at that point, and I had to save your ass. I don't remember. I remember saving everybody.
You say Augustyn made a man into a tree? I hear the truth. That is the truth.
Yeah, no, that did happen, and it was gross. I mean...
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
oh,
look.
You know that tree saved our asses.
You hear a car coming up the driveway.
Oh, no. Who is this?
Is this my Uber? Is this my Uber Eats?
Probably Barry.
It's a familiar looking pickup truck. It indeed is Barry, and he comes up to the door and he knocks on it.
Mr. Brujah, welcome.
Hi, yeah, Bilson. It's Archibald.
Barry Bilson Brujah, man. Well, he's not. He's indisposed at the moment. What can I do for you as sheriff, second in command?
Oh, well.
Well, you know how it is. For safety in times of like martial law, and when the prince
he's looking back and forth between each.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot here.
You can tell me, Barry, Mr. Brujah, please go on.
We're all here. Just
please continue.
Well,
we're all here.
I was at Club Wonderland, and our harpy, Jeffrey, something went down, and he needed the prince. He needed to get a hold of the prince. He didn't have Archibald's number. He asked me if I did. Tried to get a hold of him. Anyway, I said I'd get the prince down to Club Wonderland to meet with Jeffrey right away. It's something really urgent. So.
Good. Is it? What? You can tell me what's happened. What went down? Something went down.
I don't know details. I went there to play pool, and all of a sudden, Jeffrey's running up to me, saying like, "Where's Archibald? We gotta get a hold of Archibald." He was. I don't know what the deal was, but he was talking with two Nosferatu, Dwayne and Slammy Sam. I thought they left town, but I guess they were there in Club Wonderland. They were talking to Jeffrey about something. I don't know what they were showing him pieces of paper, and he was all like, "Oh, we gotta get the prince."
Not fucking paper. Let's go. Let's take the chopper.
Is Archibald not here? Did he?
No, like I said, he's indisposed.
He's fine. Let's go.
I was hoping to ask him why he, like last time we talked, he asked me to go to Camp Moonlight and feed there, and then tell him if anything weird happened, and I never got a follow up about that. Like why he asked me to do that. It's a very weird thing to ask someone to do.
Did anything weird happen incidentally?
No.
Or well, I don't know. He's weird. The prince, that guy. I don't know. It sounds like this is an urgent situation, though, and we're like the ones that are here, so I guess we should probably deal with it, right, Barry Brujah?
I
They've
guess
decided. Let's go.
that's better than nothing. I mean, Jeffrey asked for the prince, but you're the
Yes.
What do they call you guys? Like the council of advisors?
Yeah, the better than Prince squad. The squad formerly known as Prince.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, sure. Well, he's waiting there at Club Wonderland.
Okay,
No, let's take the chopper. I got it. Hang on. I got it fired up already. I rolled so good on knowing how to start a chopper for some reason, so I do.
Does Darby
really good at it?
Want to try to start the helicopter?
Suspicious.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be conspicuous here.
We got to get
I don't think we are.
Club Wonderland so quickly.
We need to build a second trebuchet.
Oh my gosh, yes, another project.
No.
Like if I could land in the bucket for the other trebuchet, like go directly from trebuchet to trebuchet, that would be the ultimate.
Oh my god. An MKT made entirely out of trebuchets.
Yes. I already have unlocked fast travel in the city, and it's not fast enough.
Well, maybe Avon Stank has some sort of additional advanced technology for transporting people around.
So question. Is the Stankwing, can Excavo access the Stankwing from us? Would we come to harm for any reason if she were to, have the Stankwing flown in? It's not like outside of the parameters of the city. Like the other vampires outside this city wouldn't come down on us for bringing in the Stankwing, right?
Stankwing. I don't know why I would need it here. We just need to get
it's equipment.
Okay.
You feel like you are allowed to do that.
I just don't know why I would want to do that.
Oh, for sure.
All
just verifying that we have access to that should we want it.
Oh yeah, that'd be a shitty thing to be like, but you can't use it. So
Yeah,
Darby, if you want to try to
do.
start the helicopter, that sounds like a technology plus intelligence roll. Difficulty high.
So I don't remember how I started it last time. I have to roll.
I don't think
to roll
you
this
did.
every time.
I think it was
Go
Chopper
in the car.
Dave.
Let's go in the car.
I thought I
He
didn't know
can
how to
fly, let's go in
land
the
and
car.
turn it off. No, you know what? I'm going for it. I got this.
The way I remember it playing out, Chopper Dave started his helicopter, and then you fed from him while he was flying, knocking him out, and then you got in the driver's seat, and you rolled extraordinarily well to just figure out how to fly a helicopter, but you needed Chopper Dave to start the helicopter the next time because you rolled to try to figure out how to start it and failed. So you still have not yet.
Cool. No, this is it. I got it this time.
So
this third time's the charm.
Yeah, let's difficulty 9. I think is you'll feel like you really earned it if you get a success.
Technology plus intelligence.
Yep.
My specialty.
I feel this would be more me.
6 eyes. Maybe.
A little bit.
Oh shit!
I did it.
You got 1 success.
One success.
So you get a sputtering, jerky start to the helicopter, and miraculously, it fires up. Barry immediately looks very worried. But you
I
are
do this all the
inviting-
time. This is part of my job.
Okay, well, he shrugs and boards this helicopter. Do Augustyn and Excavo also do that?
Oh, Barry, just take me in your car. Sure. Let's just go there.
Barry gets back out of the helicopter and goes into his
Come on! Look, I got a cool headset for you. Look.
Game question was: did Barry seem excited to get in the helicopter?
He seemed nervous. He seemed very nervous.
Okay.
A little relieved when you invited him. So
Okay, Barry, just drive me there in your car.
With Darby. What did Darby offer him?
Like one of the headsets that you wear in the chopper. Yeah, Darby's like, look, it's like I got one of the official kind of chopper headsets. Say, look how cool you look.
His eyes light up a little bit, and he starts walking over to the helicopter.
See? Yeah, look, we can talk to each other on these ones.
And then he looks back at Excava, just unsure of what to do.
Barry, damn it. For once in your life.
Barry, it is up to you.
My good man.
No, it's not. Sit down and put this on. Let's go. We're taking the chopper.
Procure for me unto your keys. I will bring your vehicle to the venue and meet you there with it.
Look at that. Best of both worlds. You have your truck waiting for you when you get there.
Barry says, nope, the lady asked for a ride, so I'm going to give her a ride to the club. I'll, I guess, meet you there. He seems visibly confused about the whole helicopter prospect, but he opens the door for Excavo and looks over at Augustyn to see if he's also getting into the truck.
I have already snatched the headset and am actively wearing it, settling it in onto my dome in the passenger seat.
What? Me being a lady.
All right.
Who'd have thought that you were the only cool one left in this group? I mean, how far the rest of them have fallen? They should be embarrassed.
We are safe on the ground, so we don't fall like you.
I am low-key there as a safety measure to try and activate a tree to life to catch us should you botch our landing.
Oh, ye of little faith!
There is going to be a
all
roll.
All I do is succeed.
There's going to be a roll.
You do have one.
I don't intend to be the only survivor of this ride.
All right, so Barry drives Excavo to Club Wonderland. That does not require a roll. However, Darby, go ahead and roll, let's say, drive plus dexterity, standard difficulty, to safely land the helicopter on the roof of Club Wonderland.
Does it change your mind if I tell you I'm trying to get there obnoxiously quickly because they are, like, in Darby's mind, he's obviously...
now it's a race.
Yes, you've chosen a different way to get there, and so he needs to embarrass you for choosing such an inferior mode of transportation. So Darby is trying to close the distance in the air as the crow flies as directly and quickly as possible between Club One, and I think he's probably pretty low altitude. Like, distressingly low altitude.
Like, right above our vehicle.
Illegally low altitude.
Yeah. Like, well, buzzing rooftops, I'm thinking, but not like right over the roads. That's, like, crazier than even I was envisioning, but I am thinking he's, like, really low over the neighborhood. You know, just like a full-on chopper. Full speed.
Okay, I'll say this. If the difficulty were increased by 2, you could arrive with enough lead time that you could be down in the lobby of Club Wonderland by the time Barry and Excavo get in there.
Oh god, yeah, I want that so bad. Yes, that's exactly what Darby wants. So it's drive plus dexterity.
And Augustyn maybe picks up on the fact that Darby is doing this. So if he wishes to dissuade Darby or anything like that. But yeah, drive plus dexterity difficulty 8.
Reflecting on the traumatic experience of the nightmare and being mistreated and looked down upon by my fellow Tremere. Darby saying, "Oh, I didn't realize you were the last cool one." He is low-key a little bristled by that and is just trying to hold on to that one affirmation. So he's trying to play it cool, like he is not entirely perturbed by this endeavor.
Well, you arrive safely on the roof of Club Wonderland. And you are down in the lobby when Barry and Excavo walk in. Barry looks
I didn't know you guys were
surprised to
coming.
see you there.
Darby plays it so fucking cool. Just like painfully cool and slow. Just like, oh, look who's here. Oh, okay. Just like folding up a newspaper, just like really taking his time. As if he had been firmly ensconced there for a long time. And is just like, wow, we weren't sure if y'all were going to make it.
Well, what a full 2 minutes can make. Oh, wow. I'm sure you've gone very far into that article.
So Barry starts leading you in the direction of a DJ booth where you see the city's harpy, Jeffrey Lamprey, fiddling around with some electronics. There isn't a show happening right now, but it looks like he's setting up for one. On the way, you see Barry nod to a booth that has two large-looking people. You don't know their gender. They're wearing hoodies and they're wearing medical face masks. But you notice skin looks weird. One looks very unusually pale. The other one just has like kind of greenish translucent skin that you can see like a little bit in the forehead. And he
Do they look different in my depth vision, or do they look the same?
You don't see very much of their like their skin, like their bodies are pretty covered.
Do you mean pale for a vampire or pale for a human?
Pale like white, like not normal
gosh.
looking. So Barry made a reference earlier to there being two Nosferatu who were in the club talking to Jeffrey, and you pick up on like, oh, these sure look like how Nosferatu tend to roll when they're out in public. Barry walks by them, and all of you arrive at Jeffrey's DJ booth, and he looks up and looks at everyone and says, "Hello. Do any of you know where Prince Archibald might be?"
He is preoccupied. I am stepping in.
You are stepping in. You are acting as Prince. Is this correct?
Yes.
Oh yes. Word got to me that you were named the city's new seneschal. Congratulations. Actually, this is a bit awkward. I had intended to speak with the prince about the three of you. First, a question. What took place last night?
I immediately look at the other two.
Look,
yes,
Chief, it was a long night. It was a long night of ensuring justice.
I try my best. You know what? My good man. Last night was quite the excursion in the realms of defending the well-being of our domain within this city. We were led to believe that there were ne'er-do-wells residing within the confines of the TCU. We pursued these ne'er-do-wells to their headquarters, wherein we discovered they had transfigured a recent political ally into a beast of great magnitude. In an effort to contain such a beast, we faced it down, and Barbecue, our finest of melee warriors, was assessed the situation to be interminable. In an effort to preserve our own well-being and continue to pursue the well-being of our local municipality, we fled the scene, but we were unable to contain the beast within. We do believe this organization still means to do harm to all that reside within New Cammack and seek aid.
No.
And we couldn't tell you yesterday.
That is not the truth. That is not the truth.
Because
that is not the truth. This thing is secured. It is secured. I confirmed.
Great. Oh, that's great. That's we knew all along.
Sincere apologies for the miscommunication. My comrade and current leader, Excavo, has confirmed the security of this beast. However, it does exist, and it does inform me that this organization seeks to do us great harm and possesses the ability to accomplish such a task. We may require...
This is the explanation that I have for what's happened.
A lot bigger things to worry about than us three. That's for sure.
But okay, this is also the explanation that I was given. But I do know that what we were up against is secured.
What do you mean the explanation that you were given? Could you elaborate on that?
Excavo was not present.
And he shoots you an incredulous look.
Wow.
And he turns and he reaches
even
for something.
Is like, you got to be shitting me. What can you honestly? You are totally not the cool one.
With this man's full body.
Jeffrey gets
and I was not present, so I also have just the rough detail.
He picks up a small stack of papers. They're kind of crumpled. They have like oil spots on them. They're kind of dirty. And he looks through them and he flips through them and he hands. Actually, he lays out 3 pieces of paper in front of all of you to look at, and on each sheet is a beautifully drawn, extremely realistic portrait, like vignettes of different parts of that night in that basement, like a courtroom sketch of the 3 of you, and very realistic, like capturing your faces really exactly. The 3 of you running away from this monster and getting into the car and then leaving with the garage door open. And Jeffrey points to what looks very much like Excavo and just shoots you an incredulous look.
Here's my response. I am literally, in the game, I'm literally making the same face as what's on the picture. And I go, I was not there.
And Darby backs her up 100%. It's like, she wasn't. It was the cool one. Like, this
I was
is
not there.
Yeah. This like total narc over here was not involved in our beautiful fact-finding mission that we went on last night. And thank God we discovered this outrageous threat to the city. And
I'm not even sure where this took place.
Okay, well, I don't quite know how to unpack all of that, but I hope the 3 of you fully appreciate how extremely lucky you are. Madam Excavo is correct that this creature has, in fact, been secured. Earlier this evening, I was approached by two of our Nosferatu brethren who were present and were able to dispatch of this creature with only the loss of one of their clan. And they said that they are in the process of disposing the body. I think it's...
and Darby looks outraged, like super upset, like those TCU motherfuckers gotta pay.
Okay.
Well, I think the important thing not to gloss over is that this could have been so catastrophic to the Masquerade. It could have meant the deaths of all of us. And
Totally agree.
It is quite lucky that this was not only solved by some of our fellow kindred, but it was solved by the Nosferatu clan, who are keen to keep secrets if it benefits them. In fact, I believe I am the only person that they have told that the three of you were so flagrantly reckless with the Masquerade and risked all of our lives. And I assumed that it would be important to the three of you, especially seeing as how I'm the city's harpy and everyone turns to me for, how to regard newcomers to our community, that it would be valuable to all of you that, like the Nosferatu, I help keep your secret.
Listen here, Chief.
I am fucking glaring at the other two.
I got this
I was
one.
not there.
I got this one. Hang on a second. So you telling me that we uncovered an enormous threat to the city? We found it through our own investigation, our own fucking research, tracking down these guys who already knew about vampires, by the way, who had secret code words to talk about us. They had fucking stakes in their pockets.
You've done enough here.
Hang on. No, I'm not done.
No.
I'm not done.
You've done enough here. No.
This guy's trying to strong arm us. Are you going to let this happen? Can you believe this motherfucker?
No. I do know from what I've been
We didn't
told
make that fucking evil tank.
That any sort of internal footage of this, of whatever happened, is gone. It has been disposed, destroyed, taken care of. Whoever was helping to hide the Masquerade at least did that much.
Yeah. So what have y'all been out of shape about?
We are so
You should be mad at the people
for the other members of this community, and we do mourn the loss of this Nosferatu. We do mourn. I did not know this until now.
Get your justice from the motherfuckers that made the flesh tank.
Okay. So, where do we go from here?
Well, just the standard major boon from each of you owed to me. I think
Fuck off.
Do it.
No way. Absolutely not. Take a boon.
What do you mean boon?
Oh, sorry.
Well,
this is something.
Know what that is.
Yeah, this is something Excava would be familiar with. The main actual currency in Vampire Society is favors, and their denominations of favors, depending on like how much of a pain in the ass. I think so. Yeah, they're trivial boons, minor, major, blood boons, life boons, and a major boon would be like. It would be a significant, like expense incurred, or a significant, like a big favor that would be like a big chunk of your income goes to the other person, or like a very valuable resource temporarily goes to the other person, or you spend like a week or more going out of your way to like work for the other person. And if the way boons work, if you agree to a boon, it is usually the harpy who keeps a record of such a thing. The boon can be called in at any time, and as long as what is being asked is considered to like be at the level of the boon, you are obligated to do whatever is asked of you, and if you refuse, that you're basically, you have to be considered like an outcast from vampire society. Like your credit rating in the community goes to nothing if you're considered like an oath breaker.
Yeah. We just owe him big time.
Yeah, so boons are a big deal. A lot of, especially elders, like maneuver younger vampires into owing them boons. Some people like want to owe a lot of people boons because then everybody's invested in them surviving to be able to pay that off someday. Boons are like a big complex part of the web of intrigue and manipulation. But yeah, he has you kind of over a barrel. And it's offered as an option. And he's implying that if you don't like bribe him with a favor, as Harpy, he's just going to tell everybody what you did. And not only in the city, but through like the Harpy network all over, you'll just have like you might be like hunted for what you did. It's hard to tell like exactly how much the fallout would be, but it would be pretty bad.
So wait.
We understand this. What information do you have about what has happened? Is it just these photos?
They're hand drawings. They're like pencil drawings.
These drawings.
No. Dwayne and Sam told me all about what they witnessed, and everything that the three of you just told me about last night actually lined up exactly with what they told me. So I have no reason to think that either you or the Nosferatu have been dishonest about this.
The Nosferatu were the sons of bitches that they were the reason the door. Okay.
No, that is a surprise coming from putting together an explanation from Augustyn here.
Hey,
any other evidence to this?
I have a quick question regarding our Harpy. We've encountered him a few times, yeah? In Club Wonderland?
Yeah, he is a regular DJ at Club Wonderland. You saw him doing a weird ritual with I think Elizabeth Blackburn in the Chantry, and there's a reference to he can do something that could temporarily increase either your conscience, self-control, or courage through like a guided meditation thing. And you've been told that like some of the vampires in the community like come to him for this service.
Have I noticed through my impeccable eidetic memory and pattern recognition him doing anything unscrupulous? Homie just got out of a giant fucking... I just got out of a giant fucking debt. I aim to persuade and coerce the dog shit out of him if I can.
I'm trying to negotiate us down.
No, not you guys. I'm trying to just, like, cancel his boon from me with
it's very boon. Clever. I think down
because there was probably more that he could have done to just immediately get rid of this. And also, if the prince comes out and says, I don't remember such things ever happening, and I believe my team when they say that nothing happened, like, that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Oh, just hoping, like, Augustyn wakes up and just takes your side and contradicts. Or not Augustyn.
Like, we're essentially trying to, like, cut this guy down a little bit to say, could have done more, and you're holding this potential breach of the masquerade against us when we put in the effort to stop it and risk our lives, or lack thereof.
Well, I do want to answer Augustyn's question, but I think you're right that like you have options here. You could play it however you would like, and one of the options could be risking like, hey, we could just tell our side of the story, and maybe people will believe us. Typically, the role of the Harpy is to tell people how to think. It doesn't mean everyone like aligns their opinions on people with like the Harpy's opinions on people, but what the Harpy dictates about like who's in favor and who's not, it does at least communicate who is safe to support and who it might be dangerous to align yourself with. So he would at least be signaling with everyone else that, like signaling to them that, hey, these people are a threat. They're a huge risk to the masquerade. And that would make it not impossible, but more difficult to convince people like, no, it's fine. It could have happened to anybody. We did the best we could. So you could try and go about it that way, but it's a dangerous prospect trying to play that kind of game with a Harpy. But you've gotten out of more dangerous things than that.
And I wasn't trying to get out of a favor. I just don't want it to be a mega boom.
Oh yeah.
I could do like a medium, maybe like 2 small ones. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Well, we're negotiating. Augustyn, so you haven't seen Jeffrey do anything wrong. In fact, when it comes to maintaining the masquerade, Jeffrey seems like bizarrely human. You know that he's a vampire, but he actually has a bunch of things in his character sheet, all centered around blending in with humans. Blush of health, enchanting voice, friendly face, a Toreador specific thing called Master of the Masquerade, where he unconsciously like breathes and like blinks and does all these little ticks that makes him seem more human. So he's the right person to be on a high horse about being strict about the masquerade. You could try to say that there was something weird about him fraternizing with the Tremere because other clans find the Tremere to be untrustworthy. So there might be something there. Also, you know that his hunting territory is the Prospector camp, and weird stuff has happened to the Prospector camp recently, including Jasper getting violently killed by the rest of the people there. That's something Jeffrey was uninvolved with, but like these are the pieces on the board and kind of the only information that you have regarding him to do anything with like that. And he hangs out around mortals often, and he is a regular DJ at Club Wonderland.
Filthy
or even
human
just to play
lover.
up to like we all have the task of keeping the masquerade, and to use any effort to keep the masquerade against us does not feel like we are a part of the same team.
Oh no, this
Like
is absolutely part of like the competitive like predatory nature of vampires coming out. It's not all that atypical, but no, he's being an asshole.
All to keep the masquerade.
Darby's not having it. I'm sure you guys can tell. Like Darby, like refuses to accept the major boon, and does not actually think that we are at fault at all. Like we're being held accountable for making this thing and setting it loose in the city, when all we did.
And there were efforts to reduce harm as well.
So while Augustyn's thinking about these little details that he's aware of, he looks like he's just kind of like mentally checked out. He's staring into nothingness, while gently holding a hand on Darby's shoulder just to kind of like chill and process his thoughts while Excavo is doing her thing.
Does Excavo have a counter offer for Jeffrey, who has just suggested a major boon from each of you would solve it?
will offer in this situation, as I am stepping in for the prince, I will offer one major boon, and it will come from me. How you feel about this situation is valid. I do want to point out that there were efforts to reduce harm, and this was not something that we had created, and there was no timetable as to when this supposed thing was going to then be unleashed onto any of us versus any of the normie citizens of this city. So in that way, we may have potentially, we as in the team, whomever was there, we've potentially reduced that harm, as well as in the situation itself. From what I understand, we've removed security footage. We managed to escape and reduce harm in that way.
Yeah, to our Camarilla friends, the Nosferatu, for pulling together with Team Camarilla and helping us stop this threat that we all discovered together from being on the same team.
And we encourage, we also want to talk to those Nosferatu, give them our regards, and we want to mourn the loss of one of their clan in the right way.
Well, simply put, I don't believe it's in your best interest for word to get out about all of the details of what happened. And if you agree with that, then the three of you each owes me a favor. And I'll accept, as I said, just a major boon from each of you. Won't be anything bad. In fact, I have an idea of what the first major boon would be.
Hang on a second, Chief. First off, if you
for yourself, I was already going to take the hit. So if there's anything the two of you want to say,
I'll accept 3 major boons just from Excavo, if she'll cover the boons of the other 2.
My good man, a brief aside, and I kind of gesture to.
Oh boy,
6 feet away.
God bless. Here we go.
Sure. Yeah,
Are you asking me to join? Are you asking me to join that as well?
No.
Okay.
And then
just want to be clear.
All 4 of you just move.
Just wanted to be clear. Yeah. I will let them decide.
In a hushed but uncharacteristically serious and tempered tone, my good man, I have it on good authority. Your collaborations with the Tremere are near and dear and semi-regular. I happen to also know that having been tasked with the monitoring of the Prospectors' camp, where I know you tread frequently. Tragic masquerade breaches have gone well noticed by my kin and those I know as well. I understand you to be a man of great care in the masquerade, and I understand that repression of those carnal needs can manifest in strange and extravagant ways, as I have observed at your feeding grounds. Should your relationship to the Chantry wish to continue in an amicable fashion, I think we can see our way to mutually retaining said secrets, as I'm sure you are aware of what I am speaking, for a reduction in the asking cost. Surely you understand, as I do, that you are asking more than the value you now possess. I'm just vaguely alluding to some sneaky shit.
Jeffrey fails to interpret what you were saying. He gets the vibe of what you're saying, but not what you were alluding to.
So wait, it's the 3 of you, and I'm just hanging out by myself?
No. It's just me and Jeffrey.
Oh, just you and Jeffrey. Oh, okay.
So he says,
Darby's like pacing around, pissed. Like he cannot believe that this is happening.
Look,
well,
I
he
was just
says,
going to take the one and just have it be me. He seems to insist upon 3, though.
All good.
of course.
Darby excuses himself.
To Darby. You gotta go outside and stop around a little.
Yeah.
Jeffrey
So
says.
Jeffrey says, "What about the prospector camp? I'm sorry. I had trouble following you."
Augustyn's eyes kind of fog over for a sec, and he comes back, and I know you have dealings with the Tremere, who are greatly distrusted within our broader community. I understand
Yes.
your feeding grounds and territories where you tread are the prospector camp. I will inform you that we've been monitoring the prospector camp, and I am well aware of the recent misfortunes that have befallen the denizens of that camp. I know you to be squeaky clean, and I know that repression manifests in grandiose ways. If you know, and I know, to what I am alluding, you understand that there is more value or less value in your offer here than you truly possess. We can mutually retain our secrets if you give me an honest trade in this exchange.
Well, I'm.
I can't believe you managed to explain it exactly the same way.
That was so
Fucking amazing.
So Jeffrey
words, it
Jeffrey
makes
says,
all the difference.
Incredible.
Jeffrey says, "Well, I know this much. Actually, the prospector camp is uninhabited now. I don't know why. I don't know where they went. But this is quite problematic for me. So the first boon that I was going to ask for was merely exclusive feeding rights within Club Wonderland. Since I've lost my territory, this seems to be an easy thing for the 3 of you to grant. So is that perhaps what you were talking about?"
Right, I'm not gonna lie. As a player character, I'm having trouble translating, because I'm bad at strong arming as it is. And
so Jeffrey just jumps on that and says, if you on your authority as a member of the Prince's Advisory Council can grant me Club Wonderland as my feeding territory, then we can consider your boon resolved.
counteroffer all 3 boons. I have a connection to the Chantry, and if you don't want the Chantry to believe that the sudden vacancy of the Prospector camp mysteriously doesn't have anything to do with you, then that is all 3 boons. I think that can be negotiated.
Oh. Why would the Chantry care about whether there are people... No, and he turns around and he starts walking back to Excavo and Darby.
I'm going to try and lie to him and say that Excavo, our technologist, our hacker extraordinaire, has cameras up everyone's asshole in New Cammack, and we have evidence, honest or otherwise, that ties him directly to the sudden vacancy and can prove that he's been breaching the Masquerade.
I'll let you do it. Given that...
Oh, dang. So this is escalating. So this, we're...
He's lying, and like I'm not there to stop him.
Given
I
that...
have 4 dots in subterfuge. Like,
yeah, I mean, you could have a chance to do this. Like, given that this is a lie, you're lying to him about what he did. It's less that you're trying to convince him that it is true and you have evidence. You're trying to convince him that you can convincingly fake evidence to get him in trouble.
This is true. That is what I am trying to do.
And you have a specialization in impeccable lies, and that would apply here. I'm going to say, just difficulty 7, subterfuge plus manipulation, which is 9 dice and a specialization.
What does the specialization do for me?
Oh, 10
Oh, I only
count
have 8 with those die.
2 successes.
Dang. You have more die than I do there.
This is the first chance I've gotten to use this. Watch me botch. No. I have 4 successes.
Oh,
You have 4 successes. Okay. So Jeffrey turns back to you and looks around and leans in close and says, Augustyn, I just wanted a friendly exchange of favors. I do something for you, you do something for me. I don't know what the big deal is, but I don't think it's a good idea for you to antagonize your city's harpy. You should be on good terms with me. I don't know how it worked in the city you came from, but
My good man, there's nothing unamicable about this exchange. You told me we were playing chess, and I decided to play chess. I believe you are not leaving this negotiation empty-handed. I believe giving you exclusive feeding rights is something that we can bring the entire council of Prince supporters to bear on and agree upon, and I believe that to be a fair exchange for our mutual silence on this matter.
Well,
I would never deign to leave you empty-handed.
Well, I caution you against creating bad blood with me, but on the same note, I don't want bad blood with your clan. So, let's table this for now, let's say. And
No.
now
Get more evidence. No.
now I'll speak with your seneschal and your sheriff about the remainder of this matter. And he turns back to Excavo and Darby and says, well, I'm still hoping for major boons from either of you. And as I told your colleague, Augustyn here, one of those could be just exclusive feeding rights here in Club Wonderland, because I recently lost my territory for mysterious reasons.
Darby had.
I feel like there's more I need to know.
I sent you a
about,
message
like,
about what
exclusive feeding rights. Like, if that's going to be a shitty thing for other vampires. I don't know how big of a deal it is.
Oh, it just means other vampires couldn't feed there. You folks, someone, at least Augustyn, had fed in Club Wonderland before.
I did.
It's a really juicy territory, and it's a really valuable thing to have. But it's not something that would piss off other people, because there would already be an assumption that it's used as Elysium sometimes. It's a building run by the prince, and the assumption would be that you would need to ask the prince for permission to feed there anyway. So it wasn't already like a public feeding grounds.
So we would just be saying no then to everybody except for Jeffrey here.
Yeah, you'd put the word out that it was his feeding territory. Or he would.
Would it be for a limited time? Or would it just be for forever?
That's not what he's implying. Usually, territory is indefinite.
Forever?
Yeah.
Well, the prince can take it away at any time.
Yeah.
What you think?
Two major boons. Just two.
I voice up a little bit to the group, not obviously trying to recant the entirety of the conversation, but comrades, I do believe that is a boon of great value, equivalent to 3 boons for indefinite exclusive rights.
When Excavo says
Yeah.
when Excavo says 2 major boons, Jeffrey extends his hand for Excavo to shake.
Okay.
2 boons and
From you
the
and Darby.
exclusive rights. I would say the exclusive rights to feed here would cover Darby's.
Oh, so it would be
The last
Extends
one's
his
from
hand.
me.
Extends his hand. You shake on it?
Yep.
All right. He pulls out a little black book and he scribbles some notes about this in it. And he asks, "Okay, well, that matter is settled for the moment. Is there anything else? I have a set to get ready for tonight." He points to his DJ equipment.
Know that we do not take the masquerade lightly.
So wait a minute, Chief. You heard all about the giant flesh insect
Oh, yes.
that was, and you seem unperturbed.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
that is. Such things are usually outside of, what I deal with. But
It'll
if-
be inside of what you deal with if you're not careful, my guy.
of
Oh,
course. If the 3 of you need assistance with this, if you'd like for
No.
my help rallying the troops or anything like that, it
No.
does seem
There-
like a very
there's
serious
nothing-
matter.
And as of now, there's nothing to assist with, and there never was.
I just thought you were like one of the officers of the town, like some kind of civil obligation to help the people with the crisis that they're facing, the kindred, they're called.
This
But,
does sound like the typical police. I think this is about right.
But no, man, you just sit back there and you write in your little fucking notebook, and you just
Yeah.
write down all his stupid fucking obligations while the world burns
Okay.
around you, man. The world just burns around you. They
You have nothing because of me. You, sir.
you wrote another one.
Darby! Darby! I am taking the hit here. Stop!
I don't know, man.
There is no situation. There never
Why
was a
don't you
situation.
take your ivory
That's what we're
notebook
here
back to
for.
your ivory tower and
Darby glances at an open page in the notebook as he's folding it and
The
putting it back in his
helicopter.
pocket. It says
Ivory
Darby
Tower.
Darby churlish and then underlined.
You're the helicopter. What do you mean, ivory tower?
that is bullshit. I'm very mature. I don't act like a child.
Well, hey, to your point, if there is an
For the evidence,
unresolved,
whatever you have,
yes, sorry.
get rid of all of it. Whatever you have on the matter that never was.
Oh, these pieces of paper. He hands them to you.
Whatever.
The drawings.
I assume that's not all you have. So
It
I
is.
don't need to know. I don't want to know. Just get rid of it. That is part
No.
of the deal.
Sam handed me these drawings that she made, and that's all I have. But if there are any unresolved
No.
threats to the city, I do think it would be a good idea to let people who can be helpful know about this, so we can assist you. But until then, I'm just gonna play some music here.
Yeah, go back to your tea party. You're really helping.
Okay, ignore him.
Okay, so wait, so we negotiated him down from three major booths.
I owe him a favor.
Essentially, you each kind of paid a favor. Whether it counted as a major boon or not is up for debate. But Augustyn, you said you convinced him you had blackmail material and you withheld the release of it. Darby, on behalf of the prince, gave feeding rights, like handed over Club Wonderland as Jeffrey's feeding territory. And then Excavo still owes Jeffrey some major boon.
Okay, cool. How ugly were
Darby
the
does
Nosferatu?
not owe a major boon.
Correct.
Darby does not.
Right, only I do. Yours was paid in the feeding rights.
Oh, Benedict would be fucking outraged, but I don't think Darby cares that much.
Oh, because it was Benedict's club.
Yeah, and that dude's a fucking chode. Benedict
Well,
would never
I guess it's a win-win.
allow a chode like that to have exclusive feeding rights in the club.
Well, you look out into the rest of the club. There's a small number of people. It's still kind of early in the night. It's like 9 o'clock. You see Barry has sat down at a booth and is talking with the two presumed Nosferatu who are like wearing hoodies and are kind of incognito. And the only things left on your itinerary are like Augustyn going to the Chantry, and possibly negotiating once again with the Tremere to get them to wake up Archibald. But Augustyn's shooting for being able to do that himself, right? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I was planning to go there, give them their last lesson, and then blitz my brain real hard and learn what with the blood magics, bleep bloops, and try and bring him back myself.
I like that. The Tremere were asking too high a price.
Yeah.
As it turns out, so you had previously bought two first level new thaumaturgy powers in Path of Conjuration and Path of Transmutation or Alchemy, something like that.
Transmutation was what I had written. Yeah.
You said you don't want to go with those anymore. You want to do Path of Blood. The thing that the Tremere have been using to take people out of torpor is the second level of the Path of Blood. It's called Blood Rage. You get to touch someone and make them spend their blood in whatever way you wish. In this case, it's to heal damage. Of course,
there are some hilarious choices to that, by the way. Whatever way you wish means whatever way you wish. So just like keep that right in your mind of all the things that you can do with your blood.
Okay,
you can
so
make someone do it with their blood.
I had enough to learn 2 separate path first dots. How much would it cost me to learn 2 of? There would be a gap, wouldn't there?
It would be a little more. It would be. Let me see. Secondary path. A new path of thaumaturgy. It was 7 and 7 for the first dot and the first dot of those 2 new paths. Now it'll be 7 for your first dot of Path of Blood, and 4 for the second dot. So just a total of 11. And I think you have more experience points than that available. You have 19 experience points free. So yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Cool. I guess I inform my comrades of my intent here, and I buckle up.
All right. So you take off. You take off in the direction of the Chantry.
Yes, sir.
What is everyone else doing?
I want to talk to one of the, or maybe both of the Nosferatu.
All right. Well, there's an open seat at this booth that Barry and the two Nosferatu are at. And you can sidle up and start talking to him.
Hello.
Barry speaks up.
I assume they know who I am.
Barry speaks up to introduce you, and says, this is Excavo. She is the new seneschal. I was just explaining to Dwayne and Sam here that Prince Delacroix has left town, and Archibald is the new prince here. So Excavo is our new seneschal, and I don't know where Archibald is, but he's indisposed, doing prince things, I'm sure. And these two faces look at you, and they have like big sunglasses and like medical face masks and hoodies, and you don't see very much of them. And they kind of wait to hear what you have to say.
I'm not really sure how to start this.
Well, they hear you pause, and they start introducing themselves. One of them says, I haven't done these voices yet. Hello, Excavo. My name's Dwayne. I've worked with the sheriff for a while. I'm one of his deputies. This year, and then the other one kind of jumps in. Hi, I'm Slammy Sam. I'm another one of the sheriff's deputies. It's very nice to meet you. New to the city, and you're already the seneschal. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And you're starting to get a bit more of an impression of both of them. Slammy Sam is... she is like leaving kind of like grease and oil on everything that she touches. Her clothes just seem kind of damp. And you see like her hair kind of stuck to her forehead. And her skin's kind of greenish and translucent. You see like dark visible veins underneath it. Just kind of gross, and just kind of constantly making like kind of wet smacking sounds. The other guy, you notice he has gloves on, but they betray like weirdly long fingers, and he's just absurdly pale, just a very white person, and you don't see any eyebrows. The person seems hairless. So like Nosferatu, they're very weird looking.
I guess I'm curious about why did they call you Slammy Sam?
Slammy Sam immediately climbs up on the table that you're all around and jumps up into the air and then lands really hard on the floor, like slamming her hands down into the floor at the same time as her feet. It makes this cacophonous boom, and then she turns to you and says, "I don't remember."
Oh!
And then kind of skitters back up into the booth.
I'm so confused because like I thought they would be fucking like pissed at me.
They don't seem pissed at you, no.
They don't. Oh. It was like, weren't they the ones who turned in the drawings and all that? And, like,
oh, yeah.
Darby wanders over. What the
They
hell
don't-
was that noise? Jesus.
Dwayne doesn't respond to Darby immediately, regards him as just kind of a random person walking by, and goes, so what the hell happened last night? That was crazy. That thing had 3 heads. Did you guys see us?
No, were you guys there?
Yeah, we were there. We were ready to, like, get tagged in, but you guys bounced, and we had to bag him and tag him. And he holds up. You see, he pulls up from under the table a big burlap bag, like a big, like, mail bag sized, like sleeping bag sized big burlap sack. It's like,
It's just there?
Yeah, like he just carries it around. Oh, no, there isn't anything in it. It's an empty sack. This thing, the monster's like, is 3 people big.
I was like, did they chop it up and shove it in a bag?
Oh, you guys are probably wondering what happened to that thing. So, so the 3 of us got on it, and we just bagged the heads, and the thing couldn't figure out how to get out, and then we just started hacking away at it until it was just pieces. Fortunately, in there was a storm drain. There was a grate in the floor, and we just popped down into there, and we were gonna feed the thing to. We got all these pet rats. They're good they're guard rats for us. So we hauled so much meat to to our rats, but they were all dead. It seemed like someone smashed up our entire family of rats. So all the meat's just down there, kind of not doing anything. Yes, that was you guys.
Doesn't sound like us.
So Barry here, good guy. He just told us that that you're the seneschal, and then the other 2 of. Oh yeah, that I do reckon. And he points to Darby. He was there too. You guys are like helping with the prince. We didn't know. We thought we knew everybody in town. We'd never seen you before. So we were trying to find the prince. I was trying to find Delacroix and couldn't get a hold of him. He's not answering his cell phone. Came here. We saw Jeffrey, said, "Hey, where's the prince?" He said, "It's a new prince now." We were trying to get a hold of him. Barry couldn't get a hold of him, and then it's you. It's just crazy. It's the 3 of you who showed up. So
Seneschal, I am stepping in here for the prince. He is preoccupied, but very much still with us.
Slammy Sam slams her hands on the table. What's he doing? Is it secrets? Is he doing secrets?
Yeah, he's totally doing secrets.
I am not at liberty to say.
Oh, exciting.
But should be
I wonder
good.
if I'll ever be seneschal someday. Slammy Sam seneschal.
You have to become a Slammy Sham.
What?
So, we should probably talk about how there was that monster in the basement of that office building, because that's not normal. We thought something weird was going on with that office building. We'd been watching it for a while. We hadn't moved in on it though, because they got all those cameras around there, and then we were watching the feeds, and we saw that all the feeds were cut, and we don't know who did it, but that was our cue to move in and start checking the place out, and that's when we saw all of you. So it seems like they know about us. They know about Kindred, and we should.
No.
No. No.
I don't think they know. They don't know.
Slams her hands out. Good.
Okay. I just want to confirm that whatever that was, it is gone. It is.
Oh no, it's still around, just in a few dozen pieces. Do you want
it's
it?
not like me. No, I don't.
Well, not the last time we checked, but no.
Okay. So. Okay. Now you said there were 3 of you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we didn't all survive the fight. I got bashed up pretty bad. Yeah, I got a few. And Dwayne pulls up his hoodie, and you see just like a big deep slash that's exposing some ribs.
Oh damn! Oh shit, dude! God.
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah.
It looks like it will heal.
Yeah, and Gargatron died. He was he was the other deputy. Bagger had 3 deputies, and I guess now he only has 2. So
yeah, I'm sorry to like get you with like a technicality or whatever, but I'm the sheriff now, so y'all are no longer deputies. I'm the only one that makes deputies, and you might be great candidates. We're going to put you in the program and everything, size you up. But
what are you
That is
talking
fair,
about?
that is-
Baggers.
So
still...
I was going to introduce. We do have a sheriff. This is Darby. Darby is the acting sheriff under the Prince and Seneschal, myself.
Like until
that is
Bagger
Darby.
gets back? Bagger's
Yes.
been sheriff for a long time. We've been deputies for a long time. It's been a good system, and I don't know.
Sure. Yes. Until Bagger is back, though, need to have, as we know from what happened, we need to have somebody there. So we have Darby here.
I was born to be sheriff. This is my rightful position.
Very passionate for the job, as it were.
Sam says, well, have any of you seen Bagger? Well, I guess you wouldn't necessarily have seen him because but has he made his presence known? We've been looking for him ourselves.
Do we know anything about him?
All you know is that when you arrived in the city, there's a note from Bagger saying that he took his whole clan out of the city to just go somewhere, some other city that was safe. So it comes as a surprise that any Nosferatu are in the city right now.
Sammy, you ever seen Old Yeller? Because
yeah, it's been a long time. I saw it in the theater when it came out, but why do you
y'all
ask?
you're getting Old Yellered right now? Because like your whole
we're getting adopted.
The end,
No,
not
Darby,
the beginning.
no.
The
Hold on.
sad part at the end.
We're gonna have to kill someone's dog.
No. Can I talk to Darby alone for a second? Just for a second.
I'm just trying to tell him what. Okay, all right.
Just
all
for a
right.
minute.
Hang on.
Just for a minute.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
Just for a minute. Just for a
Okay,
minute.
all right,
Darby,
all right.
what in the actual fucking fuck? Okay,
What?
they've just lost one of their Nosferatu. Like, the fact
Yeah.
that the Nosferatu are here
Did you hear his name, Gargatron? Are you serious with
the
that?
fact that no. They have access. They're watching camera feeds. They are around to help us. And what have we been doing? We've killed their
Are you
rats.
kidding me? These guys
we
don't
killed
know
their rats.
shit.
They just lost one of their own. We need to give our condolences, and I need you to at least entertain the idea
There's
That
been
they
like
could
6
work under
people
you.
that have been dead for weeks, and these guys have not known about it. Like, this is our like crack information source that we're going to be tapping into. These guys literally live underground.
Come on.
They don't fucking know anything.
No, they might know more than they're letting on. I need you to and I need you to work with them. Just for a little bit. We want to give our condolences, and then I want you to again at least entertain the idea that they could potentially work under you, because they seem to have access to things that we would love to have, and we would love to work with them to figure out why the rest of them have left. We still haven't figured out what the big thing is that sent the previous sheriff away.
I gotta tell you, and I don't think I've made this clear. You were so much cooler yesterday. Just,
I am the same person.
like, it is night and day different how much less cool
You were saying this before I
currently
literally
are.
said anything this night. When the night started, I stand up, you go, you're different now. Why?
Yeah, I could fucking smell it, man. Just like the lack of cool coming off of you. Just like a stench. You're just trying to control everything, trying to tell everybody their business. I mean, goddamn, I'm the sheriff. Did anybody ever let me decide to do anything?
You look here. I am the prince. I am the prince now. Look at me.
I don't know. I'm looking at you. Yeah, I see what you're. Okay, Captain Phillips. Like, I get it. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Are you trying to keep people from overhearing him?
Right now. Archibald is a torpor right now. Okay.
I'm not. Darby is just like yelling. All right. Okay. All right. I will give you 2 minutes. Get this figured out, and then I'm gonna do it my way. All right. No. Okay. By all means.
Those weren't even words. I was just barking.
Yeah. Okay.
As Excavo walks back to the table, Dwayne says, "Do we know what's going to happen if Bagger comes back? 'Cause we expect him to show up at any time." Well, do you want me to tell you like what happened, like what's going on with our clan?
Well, yeah, we don't know shit.
Well, Bagger told us that there was mortals were tunneling through underground, and they were breaking into some of our tunnels, so it wasn't safe for us. So we had to pack up and leave. So we were all we did that. We loaded all of our stuff into a bunch of vans, and we were ready to bounce. But on the night that we were going to leave, Bagger was like told us where to be to like rally, and then all start driving together to the next safe house. And
like Mad Max. I get it.
Well, he wasn't there, so we all showed up, and we don't know where he is. So we didn't go ahead and charge off into whatever the next city was that he was going to take us to. So we've been waiting around here ever since. And
Did
we don't
he
know.
tell you which city he was going to take you?
I Graham vaguely remember that it was like Chicago. It was like somewhere around Chicago. I think that's what was said. We'll say that's canonical. Yeah.
And look, I gotta tell you, this is very similar to Old Yeller, and I think that is again like a very appropriate reference for like what happened to you and like the separation of your beloved leader, who abandoned you and does not love you anymore. And
Slammy Sam says, "We're gonna have to kill Bagger."
Oh, no, that is neither here nor there which movie to reference. What I want to do first is I want to just give you my condolences for the fellow Nosferatu who was lost last night.
Gargamel, was it?
Oh, well, we appreciate that. Not a lot of people really care about our, us. We're not considered very often by, you folks in the upper crust. May Gargatron rest in peace.
Argatron. Yeah, that was it.
Gargatron.
Believe it was a Polish name.
It's so unique. I love it. I do
Yeah,
also want to say...
You don't run into many Gargatrons.
No.
You
this
see
is
one
the
every
first
time
for
you
me.
go home to your mom.
I do want to say, I assume that the two of you have just been, waiting until Bagger comes back, and they're just kind of hoping he does?
Yeah.
Okay. What
Yeah,
I would love to see
he's
then...
the sheriff. He's our leader. So yeah,
Sheriff, ex-sheriff, former sheriff.
This is up to Darby under his discretion, but it would bring me joy to have the two of you work alongside Darby, who is our
Come
interim
on.
sheriff.
Interim?
Wait a
minute.
Again,
Okay,
that is
so
up to Darby. I am not here to make him do it or not.
I guess we're getting a pronouncement from the double interim prince over here. Like, if I'm the interim sheriff, then you can take off your temporary prince hat and climb down out of your up-jumped homemade DIY throne that you created for yourself out of lies and duct tape. Because I tell you what, I'm about tired. I'm about tired
Okay,
of
as
having
you can see,
people.
Darby is clearly a team player and cannot wait to get started. So again, I leave that to his discretion. I do trust his judgment on the matter.
Dwayne says, I don't think you really need to force a team up. Like, we're good with, just waiting for Bagger
not
to
forcing
show
it.
up.
It's up to him. It's up to him.
Bagger's dead, man.
Oh no.
They both look horrified.
That is not the truth. He's joking. He's making the old Yeller reference. He's joking.
Look, why would he make this plan?
How about we
This
end the conversation
grand
here?
plan
It was
for
nice
all
to meet.
y'all, your entire
It was nice
civilization.
To meet the two of you.
Everything Bagger cared
Darby,
about.
let's go. Darby, let's go.
And then he's just not going to show up. He's just going to
Enough has happened.
the people that he loves, his community. Are you barking again? What on earth?
It's Excalibur's third personality.
Anyway, Bagger's probably dead. I got to go to the roof. No. I don't know what you guys are.
Don't listen to him.
Well, regardless of titles and alliances and all that, I'm up for a good old monster hunt. Something made that thing, and it's probably not Camarilla, so it's gotta go.
You didn't catch that on your surveillance network?
Oh, like who made it?
Yeah.
I mean,
you're watching all their comings and goings. You see the other flesh monster.
I mean,
this is what I mean, Darby. You may want to with them and find out what they know.
I mean, we don't have any other information. There are a lot of dark corners of that building where that could have gone down, but someone associated with that building is, I'm guessing, and he turns to Slammy Sam, Slammy Sam says, I just say Zamishi. I don't know. Anyway, those guys that the clan that does this, that takes people apart and puts them back together. It's guessing we got one of those around here, and we gotta root them out, kick them out of town in several pieces, and feed
What do
them
they
to
hate? Do
rats.
they hate like smoke?
Look at that. There's something we did not know before. Okay, let's go.
They hate having their heads cut off. I guess that.
Well, how do you find them though? I mean, I get that part, but like we've been trying to chase.
Working together already.
God
I love
bless.
it.
You know what? You know what? I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. I was just going to go up to the roof, but before I do that, I was just going to ask you, like, if you were, for instance, gonna like track down a Zamichi, flesh crafter, what would be just to quiz you, just to see if you are like worthy of being my deputies. What would be your first investigative step?
Well, I think you need to put someone in that building and look around and try and find someone who's not a mortal. It's like if there's a kindred in there, they're probably behind it. If there's nobody who's like a vampire who's coming in and out of there, then there's got to be some other place connected with that place where, they do have their haven, but just like investigating that company more. Why would a company, like, they're mortals that work there. Like, why would a company be having all this other stuff going on with like monsters in the basement, and like I think they have ghoul security guards and stuff like that, like, but they also have like normal mortals working day jobs and normal. It's weird. It doesn't seem like a front to me. It seemed like a real normal company that just for some reason got like infiltrated by this just other security force that probably has a kindred behind it. So I'd probably be looking at like whoever runs the security there. They have to know something.
Now, do you think you could also do that on like a poster board with like a bunch of different, strings to go
Yeah, like
in
yarn,
between,
some very visible color.
So I'm okay. All right, now I'm interested. Now I'm interested. Like before, I was only like a little bit interested. Now, now I'm very interested. Now that you talk about the yarn, so like that was a piece of investigating that I didn't know. I didn't know that was part of it.
Yeah, like if you need any help with that, this is the kind of stuff that we did for Sheriff Bagger for a long time. Like me in particular, if you want to call me Tagger, that'd be cool. I tried to get that to catch on. Bagger thought it was stupid because he's Bagger and I'm Tagger, but he was like, no, you're fucking Dwayne, shut up. And it didn't catch on, but like, if you guys wanted to call me Tagger, like never mind. It's
Darby
stupid.
puts his hand on his shoulder and he says, listen, Tagger, we got this. We're going to solve this fucking crime because I am the greatest detective that New Cammack has ever seen. And all of these earlier times that you had with Dragger, whatever his name is, that's going to be very different now, Tagger, with me, Darby.
And the other Nosferatu leans in and says, and I'm Slammy Sam.
And Darby just like moves Slammy Sam out of the shot, just pushes her slowly out of the shot, and just like, Tagger, this is your chance to do something really great. And I don't know if you ever thought to yourself, just like boxing out, just like boxing out. I don't know if you ever thought to yourself that you might be sheriff material, but this is going to be your chance to do what's his name's legacy proud.
Bagger.
No,
Bagger.
fuck that guy. Let me just stop it. He's dead to us now, and probably in real life.
Include Slammy Sam.
Probably in real life as well.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I hope not. Guy owes me a boon, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
We can investigate that next, when we hang up our shingle and go into private investigations together as like a motley crew of crime-solving friends, Slammy Sam's investigators or something like that. Still workshopping the name, but anyway, I think there's some real potential there. But you're still on. We're still audition. You're on thin ice right now. You're a tentative deputy. You're not even. Your status has to be renewed every time there's a new sheriff. Your deputy status becomes tentative. So this audition's very important.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I don't know. I think you got to start working on your crime board. I think yarn is like step one.
Okay.
Don't let me stand in your way. I mean, if I don't know where your board is at. Is it here? Did you bring it with you, or
He's trying to read the room and he might be misreading it, and he like slides his way out of the booth and he's like, I guess I'm gonna go and then he just starts walking away.
Dagger? Wait, hang on.
He just goes in a direction.
I gotta get your contact information. You got cell phones that work in the sewers or wherever?
He flips a business card to you, and it says, it has like embossed in the center of it, Tagger, and then it's been scribbled out in like a ballpoint pen, and then he wrote Dwayne next to it, and it has his cell phone number.
Can I have one?
He gives you another one. It also was printed to say
Can
Tagger,
I
but it's
cross
been
out
scribbled out.
Dwayne and write Tagger on it?
Yeah, and he sees you do it, and you see him go.
Where's the harpy? This guy needs a status of Tagger. Put it in the little fucking stupid book.
So the Nosferatu take off, and Barry asks Excavo if she needs a ride anywhere else.
I'm trying to think of where else I need to go. Probably just back to the house, I guess. I don't know where else I should go.
And Barry turns to Augustyn and Darby and says, I suppose you two are going to be choppering away? Don't need a ride? And he looks at Augustyn specifically.
I'm going to be leaving my chopper here. I got a different vector of egress.
Oh, no.
Leaving Augustyn without a ride.
He could try to
Augustyn,
take
come
the
with
chopper.
us.
I could do with a lift, as it were.
All right, to the chantry.
Which type of lift? Are you trying to get thrown there, or?
I would like to ride in the back of the truck. Yeah.
All right. Do I assume correctly that you are going to be dropped off at the chantry and you're going to spend an hour teaching Elizabeth first level of the Green Path, and you're going to maybe start learning Path of Blood?
Shit, if they'll let me overnight there and just fucking suffer, let's do this. But yes.
They'll let you suffer.
Yeah, I'll let you say that you spend the next 12 hours there if you want to do one whole session all in one night. You could do that.
Cool. And I need to make
there is a role for that, yeah.
Am I now a broken man?
I'm going to go back to Darby Manor. Now, I want to see if there's any footage of the building that this all took place, or any surrounding footage, or footage of Darby being thrown through the air. And remove that in some way. He's apparently going to have himself thrown in the air again, but it's not going to be towards that building. So that's probably fine.
You're talking about any footage of what Darby is about to do?
No. That's fine. He's just getting thrown to our house. He's not being thrown to where this creature was at.
Yeah, when you
so any
the...
footage of us going to TCU, the surrounding area, like, I want to scrub that.
You deleted all the footage from last night, just the whole night. So yeah, that's already
I know, like
taken
in the
care of.
building, but I mean, like, Darby had himself thrown to the scene of the crime.
Like
and then
any
came
other
back again. Yeah.
Adjacent buildings. You're not aware of any other adjacent buildings that have any security cameras pointed at the TCU building. That would be unusual. TCU building did have external security cameras, but you also wiped all the footage from them too. So as far as you can tell,
or even like Darby aiming his trebuchet at the building.
Oh, that's something
I don't want people to know he was there.
Oh, that would be on Club Wonderland's footage, and you can easily delete that.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
you do that.
Of stuff. Cool.
I'm going to correct something I said. The events of tonight took, let's say, about an hour. Augustyn teaching Elizabeth first level of the Green Path took another hour. So let's say you were 10 hours in to learn the first level Path of Blood, but that means you could wrap it up with just 2 hours the next night. I'm gonna need need you to spend 1 temporary willpower point and 5 blood points, which don't need to be all at once. You are 3 blood points away from being hungry. How do you want to play this? You could just spend 1 blood point and then the other 4 tomorrow.
Sure. We'll do 1 blood point tonight, the other 4 tomorrow. Is it 5 points for the full 12 hours?
Yeah, just 5 in total.
Okay. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. So I assume... Alright, so it's 12 hours for the first point. Is it 12 hours for the second point as well?
Correct. It's separate sessions. Yeah.
Okay, so I would need to spend like the better part of like 4 nights just going there, scream suffering, and feeding intermittently.
You can, because you were doing other stuff earlier tonight that kept you from being able to spend 12 hours on it. If you show up tomorrow night prepared to spend all night just doing this, you can bang out the other 12 hours tomorrow night.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I'm going to try and approach that as efficiently as I can. Minimize the amount of time I actually have to interface with the Tremere.
Okay. Well, give me... what was the roll? Actually, we'll say you do the roll at the conclusion of it, which would be tomorrow night. But for tonight, okay. Augustyn is indisposed at the chantry. What does Darby do with the rest of his time?
I think that he would be preparing his lesson plan for his community college class, but also practicing aiming and launching the trebuchet and just walking back to Club Wonderland. So he's like trying to get good at pinpoint landing the trebuchet.
Oh, I meant to mention this. Let's retcon and pretend that I did. When Jeffrey was talking about how the prospector camp is uninhabited now and he doesn't know why, I meant for him to mention that it might have something to do with this giant or this metal sculpture of Steve Buscemi that he found nearby in the woods that had knocked over several trees.
Oh, yeah.
Which you guys know that
might-
there's a
might be
separate
related.
reason why people fled, because they just did a murder there and maybe they just want to flee. But as far as Jeffrey knows, people aren't there, but Steve Buscemi is. And that is confusing to him.
Frightening, really.
So let's say let's do a roll to see how well that lesson plan comes together. That'll be I'd say intelligence plus academics.
I surprisingly have 1 dot in that.
So that's 3 yeah, let's say standard difficulty 3 dice. And you got 2 successes.
Darby,
You create a very
scholar
passable,
extraordinaire.
yeah, a very passable
Archibald would be
lesson
proud.
plan.
Only 30% done in crayon.
And are you using the trebuchet with? Are you throwing yourself or Buscemi's
Yes.
around the city? Okay.
No, myself.
What was the role for this before? It was like math, or at least like eyeballing it, like intelligence plus. Was it intelligence plus
You
technology?
should have written it down. I do not remember.
I'm going to go with intelligence plus technology. Because there's a physics aspect to it and also like manipulating the machine to get the desired result. What'd you get? You got 2 successes. I'll say where are you sending yourself?
Oh, all over town. You know, my goal with the effort was to just get better at like distance and accuracy. Maybe, I don't know, at a certain amount of practice I would be able to get the difficulty from 6 to 5 or something to launch myself across town. That's like what I'm working toward.
Okay. So you get a better grasp on the fact that the more weight is in the like counterweight, the further you're flung. And if you have the same weight and it's aimed in the same place, assuming the wind doesn't blow you off course, and you're not carrying anything heavy, you'll end up in like hitting roughly the same target. Actually picking a target and hitting that target, the intended one, is going to require a lot of trial and error that you'd have to invest time in, and getting a general sense of like picking any target in the city and knowing how to set up the trebuchet to get you there is going to require, I think, even more work, because what Darby knows is like more weight, me go farther. He doesn't know how far he went from Club Wonderland in terms of like how many, feet or whatever. So if he picks another target that he hasn't thrown himself at, it's not immediately intuitive to him how far away exactly is that target and how much weight translates to getting that far. But it's possible with further practice. If this is something that Darby wants to be scientific about.
It is. It is.
It's
I'm taking a scientific approach. I am attempting to, like, maybe he would spend a while launching at the same target, and I think he would focus on areas that are difficult to get to on the MKT. So, just like trying to expand the places in New Cammack that he has access to.
Well,
So those are my off time projects. I'm working on my lesson plan. I'm going to build my dumb car with my students. So I'm not working on that right now. And I'm working on trebuchet accuracy for some reason.
Well, I'm going to say Darby regains a willpower point and now has 6 of 7 for doing this.
Sick.
All right, so I might come up with some more roles that you can do and more specific mechanical benefits of getting better at the trebuchet. But
Appreciate there might also be penalties, like I could hurt myself, like whatever. I mean, I'm fine for whatever parameters of this mini game you come up with.
Darby
All
would
right.
be doing it anyway.
So it sounds like Augustyn spending the rest of his evening in study. Darby spending the rest of his evening doing that over and over. And we might actually play out like what the specific results of that are. And Excavo is at home deleting security camera footage.
If there's time during that night, I am still like curious about the spirit touch, like what else I can do with that.
Ooh, yeah, you can just play around with that.
Yeah.
Anything specific you want to use it on right now before the end of the session?
Could it just be kind of, I guess, trebucheting, as it were, around the house using my spirit touch and just getting a better grasp of it? It seems cool.
You do have to pick a specific object and kind of meditate with that object for a while. It doesn't give you like a radar for interesting things.
Doesn't? I think it would be interesting to use this with Archibald, like an object that he cherishes or something. I don't know.
You can read the psychic impressions left on any of Archibald's possessions.
Yeah.
But you assume ahead of time that the impressions will be like, this belonged to Archibald. This was important to Archibald. This has been used by Archibald. And not a whole lot that you wouldn't already have assumed.
Or, doesn't he have that letter from Famine about the chess game?
Yeah, like a stack of correspondence that Prince Delacroix got when he was playing that chess game with Famine.
That's a potential. I don't know how useful it would be.
You can grab one at random and try.
Sure. Grab something, one of the letters from Famine.
Just grab an arbitrary one. The roll is going to be perception plus empathy. We'll say standard difficulty. Be 4 and 1.
5. Three successes.
Oh, cool. All right.
I don't
3
know.
successes is pretty good. Let's see. That gets you more useful information about the last owner, such as age and state of mind the last time they used the item. Okay. So
Sure.
you grab one of these letters and you close your eyes and you start meditating and you start communing with the object, and you start feeling the echoes of the psychic impressions that people have left on it. You feel the drunken, boisterous presence of Prince Randolph Delacroix, who is, you could feel that he's delighted that some mysterious person is engaged in a chess match with him, that he assumes will blossom into a very interesting friendship.
Wow, he really did not think this was serious.
Nope. He thought he was being flirted with. And you also get an impression of the person who wrote the letter to Randolph. And you get kind of the opposite vibe. Instead of casual and friendly and fun, this person, when writing this letter, was very focused, very calculating. Very little emotion was in it. And you can tell that there was more to the process than just writing down what the next chess move was. You can feel the effort that went into weaving some sort of magic into this letter. One interesting thing is similar between the impressions you get from these two people who've handled this before. Prince Delacroix was drunk last time he was interacting with it. And you get the impression that the other person was also in an altered state, was drugged. Wasn't the same like fun, good times, booze kind of thing, but you get the impression that this person had to work themselves into an altered state by consuming something else to get into the state of mind to weave the kind of magic that went into this.
Could I ascertain like what they would have done to themselves?
Oh, like more details?
Get to that state, like what they would have taken or something.
Give me one more perception plus empathy roll. Difficulty 8 to try to like dig a little deeper into this vision.
4 successes. 8, 7, 8, 3, 6.
Difficulty
what's
8.
difficulty?
2 successes.
So 2 of them.
Successes.
Okay, I got 2.
Still
wow,
good.
That is pretty good. You, as you commune with this, you can almost kind of feel like you are looking over the shoulder of the person writing it, or like inhabiting their body. You feel like you're there, and you feel the whole room bathed in a cloud of smoke, and the author of this letter occasionally taking a drag from a device attached to a long flexible tube, and then exhaling thick smoke and continuing to weave magic into it. So it seems like the author of this was smoking something, and that was an important part of the ritual that was taking place.
Oh. Thinking like hookah, but like obviously something more than just shisha in there.
The impression that you get matches up with, the description of a hookah.
Yeah. Some Alice in Wonderland stuff going on.
Cool. Well, I think
Was
that
it that
was
little caterpillar with its little hookah thing.
Oh yeah. Well, I think
Okay.
that was an excellent move. That was some good detective work right there.
Well, cool. I actually did something. He's like, oh.
Cool. Well, I think
Cool.
that's
No,
a
that's good.
fantastic stopping point for the session.
Yeah.
Is there anything
Do
else?
it.
Yeah.
I was running out of gas and it's an hour earlier here, so you guys are heroes.
Is there there's experience points that can be spent. Darby is still saving up a bunch for more fortitude. I assume that's still the case. Scavo, you have 8 points that could go into something.
I think I was trying to flex my negotiation muscles. It turned out okay, I guess. And then also working with the Nosferatu. I'd like to get a point in politics on my main character sheet. So I have
Ooh.
my first one. How much is my second one? Is it like
What you're trying to do sounds more like leadership, but I think you wouldn't
leadership?
be incorrect that like you're learning a bit more about how the politics of the community works. So you
Because
could
like
also
that, and then my interaction with the Tremere on trying to get Archibald, alive again. It's like, oh yeah, I am learning more about how this kind of works.
so it'll be just 2 points to get your second dot of
Yeah,
politics.
I mean, I guess I could do politics and leadership if I wanted. 6. Could I do that? I could get.
You actually got a dot of politics back in session 4. But yeah,
Wow.
2 for second dot of politics, and then how much leadership do you have? 1. It'll be 2
have
for your
1.
second dot of leadership.
Okay, yeah, let's just do both of those. Yeah. This is all coming together. My plan.
Good moves all around. So I think
Okay.
that is it. All right. This has been a good one. Any other feedback about the session?
I really liked it. I feel like with the fighting, I don't have a lot to do because I'm not very strong, and a lot of things they don't like being shot, or my gun is too weak. So, I also just naturally enjoy more of the role play stuff versus the combat. So this was a welcome return.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that's where we leave off until next time.
Awesome. Thanks again for
GG.
meeting on short notice. Good to see
Oh,
you guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Great
No
match.
doubt. Keep up
Yeah,
the
man.
good communication. We've got a nice little rhythm here. I'm glad we're playing more often, and it looks like we're right on the verge of bringing Blake back into the mix. Finally, which is
Yeah.
fucking sick. Get our squad back to full strength here.
Oh God. I wonder if he's been watching these.
Almost certainly not. No.
He said that
Fucking way.
he wants to be surprised by being caught up on what happened.
Oh,
That does
no.
make sense. That will make better role playing, I guess. We'll have to keep our inside jokes to a minimum. All right.
Yeah.
Love you guys. See you
Alrighty.
next time.
Love you guys. Have a good
Bye
night.
bye.
Bye.